Let me ask you a question. How much of your happiness is dependent on other people? How often do you feel disappointed, let down, or frustrated because someone else didn't show up for you the way you expected? We've all been there. We've all felt that sting of relying on others, only to realize that maybe, just maybe, they were never meant to complete us in the first place. Today, I'm going to give you the single most powerful shift you can make in your life. And when you master this, you won't need anyone. You won't chase. You won't beg. You won't cling. Because you will become the source. Self-reliance is the foundation of true personal freedom. It is the ability to stand on your own, think for yourself, and create a life that is not dictated by the expectations or support of others. The moment you embrace self-reliance, you stop waiting for permission, validation, or rescue. You step into a mindset where you trust yourself to handle any challenge, make decisions with confidence, and shape your future on your terms. Most people go through life believing they need someone else to complete them. They rely on relationships for emotional security, on employers for financial stability, and on society for a sense of purpose. But what happens when those external supports fail? What happens when the person you counted on walks away, the job disappears, or the world around you changes unexpectedly? If your sense of self and stability is tied to anything outside of you, then you are always at risk of losing it. True power comes when you understand that everything you need is already within you. Being self-reliant does not mean rejecting connection or isolating yourself. It means that while you may enjoy the company of others, you are not dependent on them for your well-being. It means that your emotions, your choices, and your success are entirely in your hands. When you develop self-reliance, you become someone who chooses relationships rather than clinging to them out of fear. You no longer beg for attention, approval, or love because you recognize your worth does not come from external sources. One of the most critical aspects of self-reliance is the ability to think independently. The world is full of noise, opinions, judgments, and expectations that attempt to dictate what you should do, who you should be, and how you should live. Those who are not self-reliant get caught in this web, constantly seeking guidance from others, afraid to trust their own instincts. But when you cultivate the ability to think for yourself, you take back control. You start making choices that align with your values, your goals, and your truth, rather than being swayed by the shifting opinions of others. Another key element of self-reliance is financial independence. When your survival is tied to a job you hate, a partner who supports you, or a system that dictates your income, you are never truly free. The most self-reliant individuals create their own opportunities. They invest in their skills, build multiple streams of income, and refuse to let financial insecurity dictate their decisions. They understand that relying on someone else for money is one of the quickest ways to lose control over their life. Emotional resilience is also a major component of self-reliance. Too many people allow their happiness to be dictated by others, feeling good when they receive love and validation, but crumbling when they face rejection or criticism. Self-reliance means learning to generate your own happiness, to find fulfillment from within rather than depending on the actions of others. When you master self-reliance, you become unshakable. You develop a deep inner confidence that no setback, no rejection, and no external circumstance can take away. You don't need to be saved because you have already saved yourself. Your mindset is the operating system of your life. It dictates how you perceive challenges, how you respond to setbacks, and ultimately, how much success and fulfillment you experience. The difference between those who thrive and those who struggle is not luck, intelligence, or resources. It is mindset. The way you think shapes your actions, and your actions determine your results. If you want to take control of your life, the first and most important shift you must make is in your mind. Most people go through life carrying beliefs that were handed to them by society, family, and past experiences. They accept limitations without questioning them. They believe success is for other people, that happiness is something to be found rather than created, and that they are powerless against the circumstances life throws at them. This way of thinking is the root cause of stagnation. When you believe you have no control, you don't take action. When you don't take action, you stay stuck. The truth is, your mind is far more powerful than you have been led to believe. The thoughts you entertain become your reality. So if you are constantly feeding yourself doubt, fear, and negativity, that is exactly what you will manifest in your life. Rewiring your mindset begins with self-awareness. Pay attention to the thoughts that dominate your mind daily. Are they empowering or limiting? Do they push you forward or hold you back? Many people have an inner dialogue that is constantly critical and self-defeating. They tell themselves they're not good enough, not smart enough, not capable enough. But these are just stories that can be rewritten. The mind is like a muscle. The more you train it to focus on possibility and strength, the more natural it becomes to operate from confidence and resilience. Another crucial aspect of mastering your mindset is learning to control your focus. Your mind will always find evidence for whatever you choose to believe. If you focus on problems, you will see more problems. If you focus on possibilities, you will find solutions. This is why two people can experience the exact same situation and respond in completely different ways. One sees an obstacle and quits, while the other sees an opportunity and grows. Training yourself to focus on what you can control rather than what you can't is one of the most powerful mental shifts you can make. Emotional control is another key factor in developing a strong mindset. Life will throw challenges your way. This is unavoidable. But what you can control is how you respond. People with weak mindsets let emotions dictate their actions. They get discouraged, angry, or fearful and allow those feelings to derail them. Those with strong mindsets acknowledge their emotions, but do not let them take over. They use challenges as fuel rather than roadblocks. Mastering your mindset is a lifelong process, but the moment you commit to it, everything changes. When you take control of your thoughts, you take control of your life. Your potential is limitless, but only if you believe it. Emotional independence is one of the most powerful skills a person can develop because it gives you complete control over your own happiness and well-being. Too many people go through life allowing their emotions to be dictated by external circumstances, by the way others treat them, by the approval they receive, or by the challenges they face. When your emotions are dependent on things outside of your control, you're constantly at the mercy of the world around you. True freedom comes when you realize that your emotional state is your responsibility, and no one has the power to make you feel anything unless you allow it. One of the biggest traps people fall into is seeking validation from others. They base their self-worth on how much attention they receive, how many people like them, or whether they are accepted. This is a dangerous game because external validation is fleeting and unreliable. People's opinions change, circumstances shift, and if your happiness is tied to these things, you will always be chasing something that is outside of your control. Emotional independence means understanding that your value is not determined by anyone else. You don't need permission to feel good about yourself. You don't need someone else to affirm your worth. The moment you stop seeking validation is the moment you gain true confidence. Another aspect of emotional independence is learning how to regulate your own emotions. Many people believe that emotions just happen to them, that they are powerless in the face of sadness, anger, or disappointment. But emotions are not something you are a victim of. They are something you can control. The ability to manage your emotions begins with awareness. When you feel triggered, instead of reacting impulsively, take a step back and ask yourself why. Is the situation really as bad as it seems, or is your mind exaggerating it? Are you allowing someone else's words or actions to dictate how you feel? The more you become aware of your emotional patterns, the more power you have to change them. Strength is not something you find in others. It is something you build within yourself. Too often, people look outside themselves for support, guidance, or validation, believing that they need someone else to push them forward. They wait for a mentor to show them the way, a friend to lift them up, or a partner to make them feel whole. But the harsh reality is that nobody is coming to save you. The only person who can truly strengthen you is you. The moment you take full responsibility for your own power, you stop depending on others to hold you up, and you become the foundation of your own life. Becoming your own source of strength starts with the decision to stop waiting. Many people live in a constant state of hesitation, telling themselves they will act once the conditions are right, once they feel more confident, or once someone gives them permission. But life does not wait. Strength is built in action, not in waiting. Every challenge you overcome, every hardship you endure, and every step you take forward, even when it feels impossible, adds to your internal power. Strength is not something you are born with. It is something you forge through experience. One of the biggest barriers to personal strength is the illusion of dependence. Society conditions people to believe they need external sources to feel secure, whether it's financial stability from a job, emotional support from relationships, or validation from peers. While having a strong support system is valuable, true strength means knowing that even if everything were taken away, you would still stand tall. This requires shifting your mindset from dependence to self-sufficiency. If you rely on others to build your confidence, you will always be at risk of losing it. But when you generate it from within, by proving to yourself that you are capable, resilient, and worthy, you become unstoppable. A critical part of developing inner strength is learning to trust yourself. Self-doubt is one of the biggest killers of potential. When people hesitate, second-guess their choices, or fear failure, they weaken their own foundation. Strength comes from believing that no matter what happens, you can handle it. Even if you fail, even if things do not go as planned, you have the ability to adapt, learn, and grow. Trusting yourself does not mean you will never make mistakes. It means you know that mistakes do not define you. Emotional resilience is also a key component of becoming your own source of strength. Life will test you. People will disappoint you. Unexpected setbacks will occur. But strength is not about avoiding hardship. It is about how you respond to it. Instead of breaking under pressure, strong individuals use adversity as fuel. They recognize that pain, struggle, and challenges are not barriers. They are stepping stones to greater power. The ability to endure and rise again is what separates those who lead their own lives from those who remain stuck. Living a life driven by purpose rather than people-pleasing is the key to true fulfillment and success. Too many people spend their lives adjusting themselves to fit the expectations of others, saying yes when they want to say no, and making decisions based on what will make others happy rather than what aligns with their own vision. This pattern leads to frustration, resentment, and a lack of real progress. The reality is that you cannot create an extraordinary life if your focus is on keeping everyone else comfortable. Purpose is what gives life meaning, direction, and passion. But to fully embrace it, you must break free from the need to be liked by everyone. People-pleasing is rooted in fear, the fear of rejection, criticism, or disappointing others. From a young age, many are taught to seek approval, to follow the rules, and to avoid rocking the boat. While being considerate and kind are valuable traits, constantly prioritizing others' opinions over your own truth leads to a diluted version of yourself. You become someone who adapts to make others happy rather than standing firm in your beliefs and desires. The truth is, no matter what you do, someone will always have an opinion. If you live to please others, you will never have the time or energy to focus on what truly matters, your purpose. When you shift your focus to purpose, everything changes. Purpose gives you clarity. It acts as an internal compass that guides your decisions, actions, and priorities. Instead of being distracted by what others think, you become laser focused on what you are here to do. This doesn't mean you become selfish or disregard the feelings of others. It means you stop compromising your dreams just to make others comfortable. The most successful and fulfilled people in the world are those who made the decision to live with purpose, regardless of whether others approved or understood. One of the hardest but most necessary lessons in life is that not everyone will support your journey. Some people will criticize, misunderstand, or even try to hold you back because your growth challenges their comfort. When you let go of people-pleasing, you stop seeking validation from those who do not align with your vision. Instead, you surround yourself with those who respect and encourage your purpose. The right people will be drawn to you when you are fully committed to your path. The moment you decide to prioritize purpose over approval, you take back control of your life. You stop making decisions based on temporary opinions and start acting based on long-term impact. Purpose gives you resilience. It keeps you moving forward even when obstacles arise. It allows you to stay true to yourself in a world that constantly tries to mold you into something else. When you live with purpose, you no longer need permission to be who you are. You step into your power, fully aligned with your mission, and that is when life truly begins to unfold in the most extraordinary way.